So a lot's changed since the last episode, and before we get into what this episode's about, I kind of want to catch you up. First of all, I got a new camera, if you couldn't tell. Also, we have a lot more seeds. There's some tomatoes here which will be planted. I don't see the ones that we are, but we have more. We have different kinds of lettuce. This one's just a blend of lettuce. But there's also the Paris Island coast lettuce. There it is. We also have the bell peppers, which are in my packages, guajillo pepper seeds, and the cayenne seeds, which I already used all of them, so I don't have that package. So for the outside, we have 3 new composters. We have the one that's over there. And we have 2 of these cylindrical ones, so that air gets more on the sides rather than just on the top over there. And we have a bag one that's supposed to conserve heat, and so far it's doing that pretty well, because inside of that it is not frozen, and this one and the open pile is frozen solid. But probably the biggest change is this box over here. It was built off camera, so I don't have anything for that. But basically, we took 4-foot boards here and 12-foot long ones here, connected them with 3 screws, and put brackets on them for some extra support. And to fill the box, we used compost, peat moss, and vermiculite. Peat moss is, well, a moss, and 90% of it is composed of these specialized cells called haline cells. Haline cells are dead, porous, and hollow, which makes them great for water retention. The only problem with peat moss is that it's highly acidic, and the reason why is because peat moss has a high cation exchange capacity, which in short means that the moss releases a bunch of positively charged hydrogen ions to create a charge deficit inside the plant, which pulls in the positively charged nutrients that it needs. With so many hydrogen ions inside the soil, it begins to lower the pH and acidifies it. Typically, peat moss lands around a pH of 3 to 6. This would be great for other plants, but our plants require a soil that's around a pH of 7, which is neutral. And we're going to have to balance that out once the time comes around to plant them outside. For the vermiculite, it's a type of silicate rock that is composed of many layers. It doesn't really do anything nutrient-wise, since it's only composed of silicon and oxygen, but it does help aerate the soil and also assists in the water retention, just like the peat moss. Now, the silicate rock itself, at first, is a lot more dense than what we use here, but because when these rocks are heated, they expand and the layers begin to flake and contribute to that soil aeration. And I'm sure most of you know what compost is. It's the breakdown of organic materials and will give us most of the nutrients that we need for our plants. We can always supplement it later, and we will be testing the nutrient levels, but that will come also later once we test the pH. We ended up pouring 12 gallons of compost in, 5 of peat moss and 5 of vermiculite per batch, and continued that until it got to this point. But it's not going to do anything now. It's just going to sit out here until about April, when we're ready to transplant the peppers and directly plant the lettuce and carrots. But yeah, that's all for this episode. If you want to catch up on the series, I have a playlist for Backyard Botany, and I also have some other series that you can watch in the meantime. But yeah, until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we have 5 of these little pot things filled with the same stuff that we use to fill the raised garden bed. That's going to hold our tomatoes. And over here we have a little thing on the porch for a little herb garden, which is also growing downstairs. We used all the seeds, so I didn't have any packets to show, but we do have some